it's got Ghost's. Customer from Ohio towing vehicles down from Mecum back up to Ohio. I showed you guys yesterday, if you watched my week in the shop video, I mentioned the trailer in the back. He's got the little red wagon and a 57 Thunderbird or 56 Thunderbird. Customer's complaint is, I hear a noise in my torque converter. Thanks for tuning in. We're gonna see if we can find something on this diesel dually. I do know this is a 2016 F350 dually diesel, and the odometer says 504,816 miles. That's got to be number one. I think that's the highest mileage I've ever seen on a vehicle they want me to look at. And FYI, we don't work on diesel drivability, but I guess we work on diesel noises. So let's take a look, see if we can hear something. Supposedly everyone at the front desk has driven it 20 or 30 minutes and not heard any noises. So they want me to make sure he won't have a problem making it back to Ohio. So I'm not really sure if they understand how mechanical vehicles work. Let's get to it. Oh, the steering wheel's a little off center. Interesting. I don't hear or feel anything unusual. I'm not sure what it is I'm doing with this vehicle right now, but we'll drive it a little bit, see if something pops up, and I'll bring you guys along. If something shows up, I'll bring you back in. Well, we're back, and we got no problem found. Runs and drives great. You'd never know it has 500,000 miles on it driving it. Kind of strange. I'm not sure what noise he's talking about, but my findings have been inconclusive. I think they wanted me to throw the scanner on it up front. They said, check and see if it has codes. Put your scanner on. Okay. It doesn't have any lights on. It's not for me to decide. Up front, they told them we would check it and figure it out for them. Let's go ahead and grab the scanner. 2016 F350 6.7 DIT Power Stroke Me Diesel. Just go ahead and do a code scan. Let's check them all out. What do you say? Pre-scan, I have not made repairs yet. Nope, cylinder 3 and fuel injector A, offset learning at max limit, not current. Control module bus off, not current. Lost comm with glow plug module, not current. What are my transmission codes? Same codes as the engine control module are in the transmission. Anti-lock brake, steering angle sensor. No, I don't see anything with transmission related codes. It has some codes. Looks like things have been fixed already at some point and they weren't cleared out yet. All right, 23 modules detected. A couple of lighting codes, a couple of engine performance related codes. Transmission and engine have the same codes. Nothing, and an anti-lock steering angle sensor. No codes in any of the modules. Let me go tell them up front and see what they want to do with this monstrosity. The codes have been cleared and the customer would be advised to come and pick up their truck. We've got over an hour and 20 minutes worth of road testing and checking for some torque converter noise he said he hears, but I don't hear anything. I can hear the turbo spool down when you decelerate and things like that. Shifts a little hard, but it's in tow mode without a trailer on the back. So I didn't take the tow mode off. I've been driving it the way he had it, just in case it had anything to do with the symptom. Of course, I'm not driving with the trailer on it, and I'm not going to. I'll show you guys the trailer so you can see why. This is the trailer that he's pulling with this dually, and I'll walk it with you guys and you can tell me what you think. You just keep on walking and we'll go all the way down here and we'll try to get you an idea of the size of this trailer so that you know. Still going, still going. Oh, we're getting close. Hey, there's the end. You guys see what I'm talking about? That's the trailer he's pulling. I'm gonna say, I don't know, what's that trailer? 35 feet, 40 feet, somewhere in there? I think it's probably closer to 40. I bet you it's 40 feet from the back to where the fifth wheel part starts. I bet you it's over 40 feet long, if maybe 45. That thing is the biggest trailer I've ever seen. So this truck's about the length of a semi altogether. So yeah, that's not my specialty. I'm not too proud to admit it. All right. That's good. I'm glad it's locked up because people break into these things left and right out here in the parking lot. This is the F350 dually with 500,000 miles on it from yesterday, and it never acted up. So I don't know what you guys want to. He said, we're just going to blow it out of here if you don't hear anything. So and then this morning he said, we're going to do a transmission filter and fluid on that F350. The customer wants to do it. I said, it's got 500,000 miles on it. You sure we should do that? He said, yeah, just drop the pan. We're going to look for metal and put a filter and fluid in it and see how it goes. Okay, let's get this thing on the roll-on rack in the back. When we get done, we'll hope that it still moves, because I've taken filters and pans out of vehicles at high mileage and then they don't move afterwards, although I don't think it's going to happen on this one. It actually runs and drives pretty good. Not sure what the noise is he's talking about yet, but I know we're going to sell him some stuff. He assured me that he has it serviced regularly, so it'd be no concern. But I mean, I'm looking at the oil filter. It doesn't look brand new, and with 500,000 miles on it in 5 years, I would think that's 100,000 miles a year. Should be putting like 2 of these filters on every month, but whatever. I'm gonna drop this plug out, get some fluid out of it, and it's an 8mm. We're gonna get to it. We don't have any time to play around. It's almost lunchtime. Fast and furious, bruh. See what that fluid looks like. He maintains it regularly, remember. We're gonna see together. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not too bad. I can see through it. It still has a pink color to it, so. Well, the good news is he has been doing maintenance, but the bad news is that means the service probably won't accomplish anything. Definitely torque converter noises usually aren't fixed by fluid. Torque converter chutter or shudder, whatever definition you want to, whatever word you want to use to define the feeling of the torque converter slipping and kicking the vehicle kind of jerking. That's when the clutch is slipping the torque converter. Usually at steady speed on the highway it'll do it, or if you're close to being between high gear and the next highest gear. In any event, we're putting a filter in this thing and then we're going to see what happens. I know that hasn't been done in a while. Looking at the pan bolts, I don't see socket marks. I like speculating. Let's get the pan down and we'll see. My little transmission filter service tip is, take the bolts on your side out last and take the bolts on the far side out first, because otherwise it's like the 4th ambulance and police car going by today. If you take out the bolts near you, you're going to take a mineral oil bath, so let's try to avoid that. What do you say? Even draining the fluid, it'll still get you. I think transmissions pans secretly giggle while you lower them, and they're like they want to get you. Even worse is if you bring all your uniforms home. I only bring my pants home. I leave my uniform shirts here, so when it happens I can grab another shirt if I need to. It'll be alright though. Ah, that's terrible. That little straggler back there is a half a turn. Half a turn. Look at that. Now it's coming. See? It's gonna get you if you're not careful. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. There's no metal in the pan. You want to see? Alright, I'll show you guys since you asked nicely. Pan looks pretty good. A little bit of dust on the magnet, but that's normal. Tiny little metal fragments and little particles that are stuck to the metal. They stick on that magnet, so what you don't want to see is slivers and chunks, things that look like pieces of cotter pins in there. It would freak Rain Man Ray out, but it's really just pieces of transmission if you see that kind of stuff, but luckily we don't. We're going to pop the filter in there, put this back together and put 7.5 quarts in, fire it up. This here filter is bolted in. It's got 3 bolts, just so you know. 2 front ones and 1 in the rear, and the 1 in the rear is longer than the 2 front ones, but pretty straightforward. Look at how pretty that kit is from Napper. Comes with a new filter, comes with a new reusable gasket. I guess we're going to change the reusable gasket too. Shouldn't have left it stuck up there then. 80 inch-pounds on this transition pan gasket bolts. crisscross pattern. Boom, that's a leak-free torque job right there. I mean, I don't know, just me, or is that probably not like the best transmission dipstick funnel design? You gotta get like a special, you gotta buy Ford's special transmission fill funnel probably. It hooks to that and does a 90. Like a normal, I mean, the oil dipstick's straight up. If the transmission dipstick just had a little more of a bend, you could put fluid in it without making a mess. I'm not really sure about why that's like that. It's confusing. So what I've done here is I made a contraption. I got the 2x4 stacked up to hold the funnel up, and I've got an old license plate with some rags on it for when the funnel comes out of the dipstick. And yes, you're right, I didn't say if it comes out of the dipstick, I said when, because you know it's going to come out of it and make a mess. So let's take preventative measures. And now we can pour our Ford Motorcraft imitation synthetic transmission fluid in, and we'll see how it goes. Wish me luck. So we're putting in premium AMSOIL 100% synthetic ATF Signature Series for severe towing, severe temperature, and severe terrain. I mean, I wouldn't put it on there if it wasn't great. I actually do really like AMSOIL products. They're all of the ones I've tried have been great. So it's not sponsored, just my opinion. Oh, that's gonna go down slow, huh? I almost overfilled the funnel. And now we repeat the process 8 more times. 7 more. Total of 8 quarts. 8th time's a charm. It says put 7.5 quarts in and recheck it. I'm gonna just be a rebel and put 8 quarts in and then check it. That's how I roll. Now we get to unbuild our special Ford tool and check the fluid. Don't move your stuff too far, because you may need to set it up again if you got to add more fluid. Unfortunately, I won't be able to put a link in the description for this custom Ford transmission filling tool. You're gonna have to build your own based on my blueprint. Let's fire it up, see what happens. What we're going to do is we're going to let this thing run a few minutes, let all the fluid settle out of the dipstick so we know what the real fluid level is, because it might be a little overfull, it looks like. I just spotted something else that's pretty cool. Looks like all the clamps are on there. I don't know where this one goes. Must be extra. Let's take this transmission filter and fluid exchange for a drive. He wants to get out of here. He's got to get that little red wagon up to Ohio. Fluid level looks good. It's a tiny bit, maybe 1/4 of a quart overfull. That's nothing to worry about. So we'll be fine. Make sure it shifts through all the gears nice. I suspect it will. There was no metal or anything in the pan to worry about. So we basically did I guess they sold him a fluid exchange, hoping that he was feeling something in the converter that new fluid will fix, which is possible. Sometimes if the clutches get glazed in the converter, they'll slip a little bit, and when you change the fluid, it helps them out and they'll actually work a lot better. So I'm hoping that's the case. I don't know why we were doing it. We never felt customer's concerned. But hope you enjoyed this video. Nice, quick, easy filter and gasket change on an F350 dually diesel. Oh, I was mad about my seatbelt. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Make sure you torque that like button for me. It really helps the channel out. Subscribing is great too, but the biggest thing is if you like or share a video, it really helps, and YouTube eats that up. So that'll help me out if you guys can do that for me. And I'll see you guys in the next video. You're awesome. Oh, it's got ghosts.